Whoa, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories.
Hi everybody, it's Amber and I'm so happy that you are joining me in today's video. Today is the first official video of my handmade gifts and stocking stuffers series. So this is going to be meant for those of you who want to do some last minute handmade gifts. These are so easy to mass produce if you have multiple friends or family to give gifts for. Say you have, friends at church or at work, or your neighbors, teachers. So I hope you will join me throughout the series. I'm gonna give you so many cute ideas and they're gonna be all easy. Anybody can do them. I hope that you are just as excited as I am. So let's jump in right away to this video today. What we're making today is a cute little gift that you can give to somebody who loves stationery, who loves sending snail mail, who loves making junk journals, somebody that would appreciate a handmade envelope, because what we're going to be making is a festive package of handmade envelopes. They're going to be fun and quirky and different sizes with different scrapbook papers. I have pulled all these scrapbook papers from different collections and I thought they went really well together. And I also like to use double-sided scrapbook paper, but you can totally use, and some people prefer to use single-sided scrapbook paper. I just like to use the double-sided because I think it looks like a cute lined envelope that way, but use up your single-sided paper pads for this. I mean, this is a great project for that. But if you have an abundance of double-sided paper like I do, this is a great way to use those up too. So I went to some of my Christmas crafty bins and I pulled out a bunch of collections that are like half used, or I have only a couple sheets left, and I pulled a different variety of papers. So here's all these designs, and then here's the back of all of them. So these are gonna be so fun to play with the envelope punch board. I'm gonna be doing a full tutorial on this envelope punch board for a couple of the envelopes that we're making, but I'm going to make all different sizes, and I'm going to show you how once you know how to make one, you can make any size on this thing. And this is the most user-friendly tool in the craft room. This is not a sponsored video. If you know my channel and you know me, you know this is like one of my top 3 favorite craft tools of all time. I'm going to link it below for you because you should definitely snatch this up, maybe even buy a couple for gifts for crafty friends, but chances are you already have one of these. But I'm gonna use it today to make the cutest Christmas gift ever. So let's go ahead and get started. When you use this tool, every envelope that you make starts with a square piece of paper. So it's gonna be the same length on every side. So if you look at this, it tells you the card size that you are using. So if you have a specific card size that you want to use, it gives you the paper size over here for the envelope to fit that card. Okay, and then over here is the score line, which we'll go over in a minute. Again, this is the easiest tool ever. I hate reading directions. I hate step-by-step things. And this is like, cut the paper, press the thing down, score it, and you're done. I mean, you will see in a second. So for this project, I don't really care about the card size because we are just making an eclectic, artsy variety of envelopes. So I'm just gonna cut my paper into random square pieces. I'm just gonna sit this aside for just a second and I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer. So the first one I'm gonna do is gonna be 11 by 11. So I'm gonna put this in here, and this is like my favorite sheet, this green plaid one. So I'm gonna make that the biggest envelope. So I'm gonna do 11 by 11. And you can do multiple of the same size, it's up to you. And also, if you wanna make a bunch of different cards and then make envelopes for them, you would be able to use this punch board because it gives you the card size also. Okay, so here's our 11 by 11, that's the first one. We're gonna go 10 by 10. Again, these are gonna be so easy, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna package them super cute. So save your scraps because you're gonna need those for the packaging that I'm gonna show you. Okay, so here's our 10 by 10. So I'm just gonna collect my pages here. After 10 by 10, I'm gonna go to 9.5 by 9.5. So with these last pages here, I'm going to do 9 by 9, 8.5 by 8.5, 8 by 8, 7.5 by 7.5, and 7 by 7. Then I'm going to take my two 6 by 6 sheets. I have another one here somewhere, but I'm going to take two of these 6 by 6 and make 2 envelopes out of the 6 by 6.
I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you.
Okay, so I cut all of my paper down to make all the cute envelopes. So here are the fronts, and there's the backs of all those. So I've got all those ready to go. And then I have my pile of scraps that I'm going to put aside. And I'll show you what we're going to do with these later. So I'm going to start with my biggest piece, which is 11 by 11. And I'm just going to go to my envelope punch board and find the 11 by 11 measurement for the paper size, which is the envelope. Right here, it's 11 by 11. Next to it gives you the score line. So that's very important because that's the first score line you're going to make. So for 11 by 11, the score line is 4 7/8. So I'm going to stick my paper into the punch board. So I zoomed in a little bit for this part, but remember that 4 7/8 measurement for the score line. You are going to go and measure it along here. It's almost all the way to 5, and it's right here. So it's 4 7/8. So on the punch board, you have this little notch that you push, and then you have this groove right here that you're going to use to score with your little bone folder that comes with this. So again, we're going to put our paper in at 4 7/8, and all you do is punch. So you punched, and now you're going to score. So score on that score line, that little groove that's in there. And remember not to press too hard because you don't want to rip through your paper, especially if you're using thin paper. I'm using pretty sturdy pattern cardstock. So now we've punched and scored, and this is the easiest thing ever. You are going to take your paper out, turn it to the left one time, so a quarter turn to the left. And you don't have to measure anymore after the first one. What you're going to do now is, you see this little lever right here? You are going to line that lever up with the score line that you just made. So I don't know if you can see my score line, but there it is right there. So I'm going to just put this in here and find the score line and line the lever up. So here's the little lever, and here's my score line. So I know I'm lined up, and you punch, and every time you punch, you score. So we punched, we scored, and again, turn it a quarter turn, find that score line that you just made, line it up with the little lever, punch, and every time you punch, you score. And then you've got one more side to do. So again, turn it, find the score line. Okay, and then once it's lined up with the score line, punch and score. So once you are all done with your punching and scoring, so now you're going to have something that looks like this. It's got the little notches on every side and the score lines. So before we fold this up, you're just going to turn your envelope punch board this way, and on this side you have a corner rounder. So you're just going to stick in all 4 corners, and it rounds it. You're going to take your envelope and decide which side you want to be the outside. So I want this to be the outside and this to be the inside. I'm going to fold in on all my score lines. You can use your bone folder to help with those creases, but just be very gentle so you don't rip the paper. So you're just going to bring these 2 sides in, and then the bottom, and here's your envelope flap. Isn't that so cute? I just love it. It blows me away every time that this was so easy with that envelope punch board. So to put this together is super easy. I'm gonna take my new favorite tape runner, and it's this Scotch Extra Strength. I'll link it below. I've been loving this. I'm gonna glue the bottom of these two flaps. So I'm just gonna run the glue. Okay, so then we're gonna do this side. You can see it, that's where I put the glue right there on both sides. Okay, and then you just fold this up. And you have yourself the cutest envelope ever. There's our first envelope. Let's stick this one aside.
Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights, so you should come
Okay,
back
so I'm
home
done with all the
to me.
envelopes. They turned out so cute. Here they all are. There's this one. I love this one so much. It's one of my favorites. And then see how they all have different shapes to them? That one's kind of like a chubby one. This is also one of my favorites. So pretty. And then this one. This one's kind of more like a long style. And this one is super cute because it has like a really long flap that goes down. There's this cute chubby one. And then these two. So a lot of these you can put like a gift card in if you want to. But let's go ahead and package these up. And what I'd like to do is I'll turn the flap this way. So that way who gets this can see both sides. And we'll kind of stack them like that. And I'm going to show you how we're going to package them up. So I have this clear adhesive sleeve. And I got it from clearbags.com. Here is the size I'm using. I'm not sponsored, but I do have a coupon code. I'm going to link the size that I'm using below. And I'll also include my coupon code so you can get 10% off. But I have like every size of these. I love these for everything, for craft fairs, for gifts, just to protect stuff. So we're gonna use this to package these cute envelopes. So it's so easy. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that one inside out. Isn't that so cute? Look at that. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna find the front, which is right here, and just slip that in. So we're just gonna like layer these in here, and it's gonna be adorable.
That you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else.
Okay, so I have all my beautiful envelopes packaged up. I mean, you can see every single one of them. They're all sticking out, different sizes, super adorable. And I have 10 altogether, I believe. So next I'm gonna go ahead and seal this up. So here's the top of the opening right here. I'm gonna seal it just a little bit below that opening so we have a little slack right here. So this is the back, bottom, top. This is the front, bottom, top. So I'm gonna scoot these all the way down since we've sealed it now. And that leaves us with slack now at the top. So now this measures 6 3/4 by 4. What I'm gonna do now is just fold this in half, long ways like this. So now you have a cute little topper started. So I cut this scrap down to 6 3/4 by 1, and I'm just gonna like center it on there, just like that, to make it a little bit more layered and decorative. So I'm going to take this topper and sandwich that plastic right between it. And take your hole punch, and you're just going to like eyeball 2 holes near the middle. You can get your ruler out if you want to be exact, but I'm just going to do it approximate. So there's my 2 punched holes right there. Who guessed it? I'm using seam binding. I love seam binding. It just gives such an adorable handmade touch to any project. So the first color I'm using is Sea Salt. And by the way, this is from my favorite Etsy shop, if you don't know already, MyScrapcabin. And she makes the best crinkle dyed seam binding ever. And then this color right here is Rose. It's like a nice Christmas red. So I just cut off a little bit of each. So I'm just going to feed it through those holes. So now we're just gonna make sure this is pretty even and just tie a really cute bow. I just tied a really cute bow, and then just gonna trim to clean it up a little bit. So this is the completed envelope pack, and oh my goodness, it is so pretty. Let me give you a close-up. Here's the front, and then of course the seam binding just adds the most handmade, beautiful, artsy touch. And then here is the back. I love that it's all different and colorful, and it's just the perfect handmade gift for somebody. And you could just, you know, go into your craft room, spend a little time, and make such a beautiful gift. I hope that you enjoyed this first project in my handmade gift series. This one is one of my favorites. I will link everything that we talked about below, and I hope that you will join me for the next video in this series that is probably going to be coming out Friday. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the holiday season so far, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
It's supposed to be making our Christmas memory.